Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Millionaire Lunch. My name is Cain, and I usually do this show with Michael Franke. I know that he is in the middle of some calls to get everybody signed up for his niche community, so he might bounce in here a little bit later when he has some free time. But we're here to answer questions for you. So I do have my iPad if we need to do some writing out of details for you guys to give you the clear picture on what needs to happen. And I'm excited to be live in here again. Again, we do this every Thursday at 12 o'clock Arizona time, which currently there's a time change in November. We're going to slide into Mountain Standard Time. We're in Pacific Standard Time right now. So sometime in November, it'll be, right now we're like 3 p.m. Eastern. And in November, it'll be 2 p.m. Eastern just for the time change. So excited to have you guys in here. Welcome. I'm going to throw a link in the side chat. If you are on YouTube right now, you can come up on stage with me. If you happen to be on Instagram Live and you're watching this, you'll need to come over to YouTube, click the StreamYard link, and you can come up and ask some questions. Earlier this morning, I did do a Zoom with some students, and we went over how to contact the bank to help a family stop a foreclosure. And we were able to help them get, they're either going to, we've paused it. We've helped them get the loan modification started and potentially a partial claim. So partial claims and loan modifications are great ways for homeowners to keep their property. I'd love to tell you guys about that a little bit more. All right. So in that way, we make sure everybody who's on Instagram Live, they can come on over here. Sweet. So here's the link in the side chat. If you guys are in here, you guys are allowed to come up, ask questions. I threw that in there for you guys. Boom, boom, boom. And let's get started. So if you are new and this is your first time on this live, welcome again. A few things that Michael and I like to do is we like to provide a lot of resources and answer questions you might have regarding contacting homeowners in pre-foreclosure, where to get your data. Michael has actually just come out with, I'm waiting to get access to it. I still don't have access to it right now. The data he has data instantaneously in every city in the United States to help out these homeowners that are in pre-foreclosure. We also provide resources to do the partial claim, depending on the type of loan they have. You can get a partial claim where the back payments they owe. So typically, if you guys are not familiar with pre-foreclosures, it's people who've fallen behind on their mortgage payments. With those back payments that they owe, sometimes the bank will let you package that for 0% interest and put it on the back of the loan. So they'll have to pay it in one lump sum. So this morning, I'll see if I can get that recording and I'll drop it on YouTube so you guys can see how that call needs to be made. With that being said, the homeowner contacted them and they were about $15,000 behind. So what the bank will do is they'll say, hey, we will package your funds you're behind and we're going to put it on the very end, but it's going to all be due at one time. So say your mortgage is for 30 years and it comes due, like there's balloons. It'll come due in 30 years on that 30th year when it needs to be completely paid off. If they have not paid that $15,000, they fell behind. The husband in this example got hurt and lost his job. They've made their final payment in that period, they'll also have their last mortgage payment and that $15,000 will be due on year 30. So if they're in year 5 right now, 25 years from now, they'll have to pay that all the way off. So that's really cool to be silent in the back end, but banks don't want people to be foreclosed on. They just want to make sure that the mortgages are paid. So if you find a way to help homeowners and get out of those situations, or if you find anybody who needs help and you don't know what to say, just message me the word deal on Instagram. This is my Instagram handle right here, in front of my water bottle. At the Caroline Cain, message me the word deal and I will send you, it's a bot, but it'll send you a form to fill out and then we'll go through it and we can help you out. But Joel, I see you're on here. I'm going to bring you up on stage because I know you've been messaging me on Instagram. Guys, I do respond back to you. I think Joel, I probably message you 3 or 4 times a day when I do because I have so many things going on. So I'm going to bring you up here so we can get to your questions. I will respond back to you. It is me replying unless you say the keywords data or deal. My bot will reply to you and then it's me. So I want to help you guys out. David, good to see you. And Zoreen, nice to see you guys. So I'm going to bring Joel up and we'll answer some questions. Joel, what's going on, dude?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Let me just bring my audio over. My audio's on this TV. Actually, I'll turn it down. Go ahead. What's going on, man? How's life?
Good. Everything's good. I was like, damn, that's so fucked up. I was like, that's so messed up. You're gonna just tell me to put it into your lead thing. I was all right, but it makes sense.
You're good. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I've been calling your list. I appreciate you giving me that. like I was telling you, I was
Absolutely.
calling Christian's leads and yours, so
Mhm.
it takes a little bit of time to get to yours. But um, I don't know how to figure out whether a seller is BSing me or if they're just putting up their walls and if I gotta do more to get that information out of them, because I kind of want to take their words at face value. But I don't know if I should be pushing for more and how to do it.
Great. Oh, there is an echo. So the echo is going to be on my end because it's coming out of the TV, I bet. Let me change my audio. If you guys hear an echo, please tell me so I can make. Actually, you know what? Where's my AirPods? I'm gonna put my AirPods in. Oh, Joel, maybe do you have the YouTube window open as well?
I closed
If
it.
you still have YouTube open and you're on StreamYard with me, it might provide a little bit of an echo. So if you just get close that YouTube window, it should.
I ended up closing it because I heard two. Yeah.
Guys, are my AirPods helping? We're good. Anybody? Well, wait. There's going to be a little bit of a delay there. Actually, this morning I went over how to have these conversations with homeowners. So what I would like to know, guy, if we can I want to get 50 people on the live. Once we get one more person on here, you guys would be open to it. We could do a role play really quickly. I'll be the investor reaching out, and I'll let you be. Okay, we're good now. Perfect. So it was me. Sorry, Joel. I had the microphone's picking up the TV. If you guys can share this and we can get one more. Oh, there we go. We hit 50. So we'll go live and I'll do a role play really quickly and I'll show you guys how my conversation works. I do want to remind you, I'm going to put in the description on this live after the fact. You go over to my YouTube. So let me just bring that up really quickly. Michael and I did a role play a while ago that I just cleaned up. I edited, I added a few notes for you. So if you go over there and if you just message me on Instagram and you ask me for the data and you say, hey, can you also send me the script? I have it just like a starter script. It just gives you the basics of how my conversation kind of flows. Have I sent you that yet, Joel?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, message me later. I'll give you it's not a whole lot, but this video right here, guys. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This will go through how to kind of structure that conversation. We go through loan reinstatement, loan modification. The nice thing is I role played with Michael on this, Joel, because I did not know what to say to homeowners and I was kind of terrified. So in this role play, I was afraid of getting yelled at for people being in denial. I throw all of that on Michael and I was using that to learn how to get better. So go check that out. Have you watched that video all the way through?
I did. Yeah, I saw that.
You took notes?
I didn't because I was calling at the same time. So
brother, well, no wonder you're multitasking. So I would there's a master class right there on how to talk to homeowners. The biggest thing I want to drive home for all of you, whenever you're reaching out to these homeowners that are going through a very tough time, you have to care more. I want to just drive that home. You have to care more than anybody else. And when you care more, people are going to when somebody's being authentic and when somebody's being fake, right, Joel?
Yeah, and I can kind of tell that when I am like really just pushing for the information, not really caring about the situation, I can tell they can tell that. And when I actually am coming at it like genuinely caring, they respond differently. Sometimes I'll try to like I'm mindful of it, so I'll approach the conversation being mindful of that. And right away, I think they get so bombarded by people asking if they want to sell their house that right away, no, I don't want to sell my house. Stop calling me. And I was like, I'm not calling to see if I want, if you're interested in selling your house. I'm actually calling to see if you need any help with the foreclosure process. And then, it changes it a little bit, but definitely.
Perfect. So we'll do an example really quickly. I'm going to let you be the homeowner so you can show me, because we got more than 50 people on here. Show me the objections you're getting, and I'm going to show you how I would overcome them or the conversations that I have. Now, before we do this role play, I want to remind, and I would just say everybody, don't multitask. If you're watching this and you're using this to learn, take the time to be completely present. Take notes, because multitasking, you're half-assing. You're not, our focus is our most important. I love it. Like Alex has already got her notes out. I love Alex. You need to be completely present. So I would go back through that video, Joel, and write it down until you can't get it wrong. Practice it until you can't get it wrong. Understand those steps to stop that foreclosure until you can't get it wrong. Now, we'll role play here, but if there's a phrase that I love from one of my mentors, and it's a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. So if you are absolutely do not want to work with me, you don't want to talk to me, I'm not going to force something. I'm here to work with people who are open to receiving help. And if you're not here, if you don't want to receive help from me, that's fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'll follow up with you later on. I'm going to give you resources that I think might help you. And I'm just going to hang back, because some will, some won't. So what? And you've just got to keep prospecting and finding more leads. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All right. So you ready? Are you door knocking or are you more so making phone calls?
Just on the phone.
Okay. All right. If anybody else on here is calling homeowners and you're getting a ton of rejections, thanks, Marlon. If you're getting a ton of rejections or you're having a hard time or objections in general, put it in the side chat. Let me know so I can work through those and we can role play and overcome it. And I'll show you guys how to do that. So, Joel, I'm going to call you really quickly. How are you calling? You're calling my data. You've called some other data. Are you calling same day it comes out? Are you calling like it's 10 days before the auction? Where are you calling in the period of time for the foreclosure?
When I was calling Christian's list, it's about 2 weeks before the foreclosure is due, the auction date. And then yours, I'm not sure. I don't know what yours is because some of them have dates, some of them don't.
So
Right?
great point. So the data that I've given you, this is fun. My data is updated every single day by my VA. Now we get some of the data points you have where there's no auction date. It's because there is no auction date yet. We found out when the bank filed paperwork, there's going to be an auction date soon. There's just no auction date right now. So there might be an auction date in 2 days to a week. So that's before it's even getting to auction.com. That's like the freshest of the fresh data.
So is that from the county or where's that from? Because I've actually had people from your list
Joel,
tell me,
these questions are telling me that you haven't watched any of my YouTube videos and it hurts.
I'm sorry, I really haven't, to be honest with you. I've seen the one that you just mentioned, but
It's
I haven't
okay.
seen
I'll show you. Watch. Because I'm cleaning up. I'm in the process of cleaning up my YouTube. So if we go back over to my YouTube channel, right over here on the video section, right here, see where it says find pre-foreclosure data?
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
So I get it not only from the county, I also get it from the trustee. So the bank doesn't actually auction a house off. They hire an attorney, aka a trustee, to auction the house off.
Okay, see, you learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
I know.
So
that's what we do this for.
So then because people from your list actually told me my property isn't on a foreclosure list or isn't up for auction. Is that them actually telling me the truth? Like because of the way you pull the data?
So there's 2 ways you could do this. One could be, yeah, you are on the auction list because I'm smarter than you and you're dumb and I'm right and you're wrong and I'm right and you're wrong. We could be like, no, you are on this list. Or we could go into, because sometimes there are mistakes. So some of these homeowners might have been in pre-foreclosure and they're not anymore.
So I guess my question was just, is that possible due to the way that you pull the data, or is that not the reason why?
Sorry, 1 second. We're closing on a deal and my title company just messaged me. All right. Sorry, ask that question one more time. I'm putting out fires today.
No, that's okay. Yeah, my question was just, is it possible that they say that because of the way that you pull the data, or that doesn't matter?
It could be. Sometimes, here's another thing. Here's my question. Do you answer calls from phone numbers you don't know?
Sometimes, yeah. Most of the time, no.
Yeah. So we're reaching out to these homeowners. They've never spoken to us before, especially here in Phoenix. My data, they're getting hit on all directions and you can get bombarded a lot. You might just say something to end the conversation. So some of these might have been like, you are getting data where they might have gotten the auction stopped and it's no longer in pre-foreclosure. They don't know they're in pre-foreclosure yet. They're about to be in like they're about to have an auction date. My data, I've actually called.
That's the point. How do they not know?
They know. You know when you have not been paying bills, but sometimes people are in denial.
Okay.
Like I had one homeowner. Did I take a screenshot of it? I reached out to him. His name is Emmanuel. I reached out to him. I said, "Hey, Emmanuel, my name's Caroline. I contact homeowners. I saw that the lender had set the auction for the property on 123 Main Street today to happen on November 20th. I'm reaching out to make sure that gets cleared up. If it's a mistake, it gets wiped away." And he's like, "I had no idea." I was like, "Well, just maybe this is a mistake. When was the last time you made a mortgage payment?" "Well, I haven't paid my mortgage in 5 months." "Oh, okay." So you want to get to the next conversation. So let me show you. Let's do a quick role play. We got more people on here, so we'll do a role play. If you guys have, look at this. Love that. Brian said, "Stopped another foreclosure sale today." I saw your post, Brian. Way to go, dude. Brian's been watching our stuff and taking action on it. So let's do this quick role play. I'll show you how I handle a call. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, it's Caroline. Am I coming through clear? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Yeah. Hey, I am just talking to you because you had a call earlier today, I believe, with Michael, and I'm just making sure that conversation went really well and they got everything cleared up.
Yeah, no, I don't remember. I didn't speak to anybody named Michael today.
You didn't speak to Michael earlier today? That's okay. Interesting. Well, when you spoke, this is Joel at 123 Main Street, correct?
Yeah.
I'm confirming it's the homeowner. I'm confirming it's the address. Okay. Well, I thought Michael from the lender would have contacted you. I'm reaching out because there was a situation. This might be a mistake. However, the lender for 123 Main Street has set an auction for that property on November 20th. My job is to call in one, make sure that mistake either gets cleared up, or two, you've been presented options to stop that foreclosure. You don't have 2 to 3 minutes right now. We can go through this and make sure it's all cleared up. Do you?
Yeah, no, no, Caroline. You know what? You're like the second or third person to call me today telling me the same thing, but my house isn't in
Oh,
foreclosure.
man. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. Well, again, like I said, this might be a mistake. I call to make sure it's all cleared up. So I don't know what happened. Somebody at the bank filed this, and right now they have set an auction go forward. Now, timeout on the role play. Sometimes there are some clerical errors. What we want to do, if they've spoken to the bank, they can either log into their portal to make their payments. If they've missed more than 3 payments, typically the bank will lock them out. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to ask you some questions, but I'm not going to come in and be accusatory and be smarter than. Okay. So let's time back in. We'll go into the role play here. Wow. You've already had a few phone calls today. I'm really sorry. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's only going to get worse. You're going to start getting even more phone calls because it just posted in the last hour. You just came across my computer for me to call. I have 4 other families to call after you. So would you like to try and get this cleared up? Because you're going to get more calls, text messages, and some of the families that we help, people show up to their house and knock on their doors. I'm not saying that's going to happen to you, but we like to prevent that because it can get a little overwhelming.
I really appreciate that, but no, thank you. How do I just contact the bank directly and make sure that they get me off this list?
Yeah. So what I would do when you spoke to the bank last, how did that conversation go?
I haven't spoken to the bank. I made my mortgage payment last month. Actually, paid
okay.
I paid it a couple of days ago.
Thanks. So this sounds like this might be a mistake then, and you have not missed any payments in the last year.
No. Like I said, I just paid it on the 29th, so it was a few days ago.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of confused as to why you're calling me and asking me about my house being in the auction. Yeah.
Well, again, see what I mean? Sometimes they make a mistake here. So what I would do, have you logged into your login portal to see about your payments?
Yeah, you know what? Let me do that real quick. And this is something that actually happened to me the other day when I asked you about it. And so she logged in and she said, yeah, no, my payment went through and everything. So I was like, okay, like, is it she being honest with me or she just BSing me? And how do I,
Guess what? They might be, but you just keep following up. So this is what I'd say. We'll wrap this call example up. Okay, you get in, it is good. Access is working perfectly fine. You know what, Joel, I'm so sorry. This is so weird that they have filed this. It sounds like you have everything current and up to date. You probably don't need help talking to the bank and making sure it all gets squared away, do you?
No, like I said, I could do it myself, but what department do I contact? Who do I get in touch with at the bank?
So I'm booked for the rest of the day today. I could help you contact them tomorrow if that's something you're open to. But if I were you, I'd just call your bank and here, do you have a pen and paper nearby?
Yeah.
Perfect. So just write this down, contact your bank and just say, hey, it seems that there might be a mistake here. They've set my house for auction and I've been making all of my payments. Who do I need to speak to? And you'll get bumped up. They do have a lot of bureaucracy. It can take a while. I'm more than happy if you'd like me to, if this is a good time, I have an appointment available tomorrow at this time. I can pencil you in. We can take a half hour, contact the bank and make sure this all gets squared away. Would that be something you're open to?
Yeah, let me try them first and then
yeah, no problem.
See if I can figure it out.
You contact them. What I'll do, is this your cell phone, Joel?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going for a micro commitment here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to text you right now with my information, and I'll just check in tomorrow and make sure that you have it all handled. And I'm going to update it on our end here and say like, hey, this is a mistake. The bank messed up. Joel has been current on all of his payments. And then what we'll do is next week, I'll check in again if I don't hear back from you, and I'll just make sure the bank has cleared that up because I don't want anybody to be taken advantage of from a lender that's just not filing the paperwork correctly. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, but who do you work with exactly? How did you get this information?
Oh, great question. We're just a small company here that helps out homeowners. You were just the next person that came across my desk that I needed to contact. I actually have another call in 5 minutes that I have to make. So we reach out to homeowners. Yeah, no problems. We reach out to homeowners all through the area, and we make sure that they have, the resources they need. So we've given, utility assistance to families. We've helped them get caught up on their payments. There's a lot of resources. It doesn't sound like you need them, but if you do, I'll text you my information right now so you have it. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, but it's still unclear as to like what is it exactly you do. Are you just trying to buy my house or
No. Now, have we bought houses from families that just want to sell? We have, and we've also referred them out to people. We can if you do want to sell it, but our main goal is making sure homeowners stay in the property. So let's exhaust everything and make sure that homeowners can stay. If you are interested in selling, we have some realtors and people I can refer you out to.
Okay. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Boom, boom, boom. Da. I'm not making it about me in the call because, again, at the end of the day, our goal is to serve these homeowners. I've helped more homeowners stay in their property than I have ended up buying. Somebody this morning said because I gave an example and we did an even more in-depth role play. I broke my whiteboard out on my iPad. I wrote down, tone, empathy, everything. And they're like, well, do people ever want to sell on the first call? Like, not all the time, but like 10% of the people, when you speak to them, they're just exhausted. They don't want to be there anymore. This is all a numbers game. So you have to up your volume on the amount of outreaches you're doing. I would say like Eddie Reyes, he is door knocking and he's making calls. He's averaging like 200 to 300 dials a day and he knocked 10 doors. So like he's putting a ton of numbers out and he's having success from it. So with homeowners that you're reaching out to, you just never know who's going to be ready to sell. And that's why you want to be in the follow-up game. Does that help you at all, Joel?
Yeah. I've kind of been doing that, putting it on follow-ups and stuff. So
how many calls are you making a day?
About 300.
300. Okay. How many conversations are you having in that 300?
I would say about 30.
30. Okay.
30 to 40 maybe.
And then how many of those? Okay. And how many of those are leading to like walking through the steps on how to stop a foreclosure?
I would say very few, probably like one, if any. A lot of the times, I just can't seem to get past by it's taken care of. I'm under contract. The rudeness, I'm not interested in selling my house. Stop calling me, things like that. I don't even know. Would those be considered a conversation? Not really, huh?
I mean, they can't. At least you have the right phone number. You have the right phone number, and then you can continue following up with them. Now, you remember, it depends on where you're contacting them. How long have you been calling pre-foreclosure homeowners?
About a month.
About a month. Oh, dude, you're just getting started. It took me I had to make over 1,000 phone calls, 1,000 text messages. I'd knocked 300 doors before I got my first contract. Just to give you an idea. I was told no 1,000 times. It's not, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Now, let's pivot on our example of this role play. And let's just say that you had said, yeah, you know what? I am in foreclosure. Or you're the first person to tell me that I am. No worries. Let's go through. So let's pivot a little bit and I'll show you how I'd have this conversation and be like, hey, I have no idea. I have missed a few payments. Okay. Let's pretend that they say yes.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, it's Caroline. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Hey, I'm looking for Joel. We had a call set up for right now.
Yeah, this is Joel.
Yeah. Hey, Joel. I'm calling. There seems to be some sort of mix up. The lender for 123 Main Street has set an auction for the property on November 20th. And my job is to make sure that if it's a mistake, it gets cleared up. And if it is correct, that we cut down and make sure that you have all solutions to stop that foreclosure auction. I know I'm calling you out of the blue, but you don't have 2 to 3 minutes. We can go over everything right now and make sure this mistake is cleared up. Do you?
Yeah, actually, I was worried about it. I found out that I actually did miss about 5 or 6 months of payments. So my house is up for auction.
Okay. And then, before we go into all these solutions, you're probably going to have some questions of like, what's in it for me? Why am I calling you? And you're probably thinking like, what am I going to get if I talk to this random stranger, ginger chick that just called me out of nowhere? I want to let you know, I'm here to answer any of your questions. We have some resources to provide for you. And then if we realize this is a good fit and I can help you stop this and you want to continue working with me, we'll set up another call. And if you're like, you know what, she is too pale for my liking. I don't want to work with her again. I want somebody that has some pigment. No problem. Would you mind if I refer you out to somebody else?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm setting some expectations and then you're probably thinking, what's in it? What did I answer? What's in it for me? What's our agenda for you? My job is to make sure, so because I'm going through like my upfront contract right in here. I'm not using a pen and I'm looking at a camera, so it's a little awkward for me. I don't get to see your facial expressions when I do that. What I want to do for you is like, hey, let you know, we stop auctions all the time. We help families that are in similar situations to yours. This is not my first rodeo. That's basically what I'm telling you in this upfront contract. And then I'm also going to say, I'm going to ask you some questions so I can understand what's happening here. And in this period, you know, it might sound a little bit personal, but I just want to make sure I have all the pieces to this puzzle so we can put it together and figure out what the best solution for you is. Does that sound fair?
Yeah. I need some help. I'm trying to figure it out. I really don't know what to do.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, before we get any further, can you just catch me up to speed, Joel? How did we get in this situation?
Yeah, I lost my job. I want to say about 10 months ago, and I got hurt. I'm still not able to work, and I'm getting some income, but it's not enough to pay for all my expenses every month. So
Okay.
I guess I kind of just knew that the house would be the last thing to go, and so I've just been paying that off just to be okay with all my other expenses every month.
All right. I'm just taking notes here so I remember all of this and make sure I got it all. So you lost your job about 6 months ago?
About 10 months ago.
Oh, 10 months ago. And then you got hurt. Did you say you got hurt on the job?
Yeah.
Hurt on the job. Did Workman's Comp cover this?
You know what? They're trying to deny it, so I haven't been getting paid.
Okay. All right. And then when did you think you made your last payment?
Maybe like about 6 months ago.
5. Okay, I put down 5, so 6 months ago. And then, Joel, if you were making this payment on time, what would your monthly payment be?
It's about 2,200.
2,200. Okay, just want to let you guys see the notes that I'm taking. So just bullet point notes. Can you not read the iPad? Anyways, it just says lost his job 10 months ago. Let's see if this will work. Lost his job 10 months ago. Workman's Comp will not cover it, and that he's 6 months behind, and it's $2,200 a month. So 6 months behind. So Joel, if you were to, what do you think that total amount is that you're behind right now?
I'd say about 15,000 maybe.
Right around 15,000. Okay,
Yeah.
Probably some late fees included.
Yeah.
For attorney fees. So let's just round that up to 16,000 to be safe. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
16,000 behind. Okay. All right. Well, let's go through some of these scenarios that we can figure out what makes the best sense. Before I go through everything so I can understand, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you wanting to sell this? Are you wanting to try and stay? Are you wanting to get a fresh start and take the cash that you have and get into, actually, I would rewind. Watch this. This is what I say. So you're paying $2,200 a month. Joel, if you had this caught up, do you think that's something that you could afford right now?
Not right now.
Can't afford the $2,200. Now I'd go into that next step. Can't. So I'm also just taking note. Can't afford the 22. Because here's my next question for you, Joel, and for everybody on here. And also, is anybody getting any value out of this? If you guys are getting value out of this little example, throw some fires in the chat. Let me know if this is helpful. Okay. Alex is backstage and she's giving me a thumbs up. Okay. All right. I love that. So first and foremost, I want to understand if we can get this caught up, is it worthwhile? Because if they get it caught up and they catch it up, but then they still cannot afford the payments, what's the point in doing this? You know what I mean? So I already know that you cannot afford the 2,200, but let's talk about it. Okay. Because maybe we can buy them some more time. Maybe they do want to sell and use their equity to get a fresh start into something that's smaller, more affordable. I helped a homeowner who was behind on their payments. They lived here in Arizona, too hot. And they wanted to go into the Midwest where the cost of living was much lower. It was just more affordable. So you never know what somebody wants to do. You ask questions to understand. I would write this down right now. Write this down in your notes, Joel. Everybody in here. When in doubt, check it out. When in doubt, check it out. Okay? We don't know what's going on in somebody's life. When in doubt, check it out. Maybe they do want to stay, maybe they want to sell. You just never know. But our job as real estate investors is to serve these homeowners. We are here to solve their problems. So the 2,200, that is not something that you can afford. Let's go through everything and let's figure out what's best. So are you thinking of wanting, I can't remember what you said. Do you want to stay in here or do you want to sell it?
I didn't say anything yet, but I guess my plan is just to wait out till the workers' comp finally sees that the injury is valid, and they're gonna have to back pay me all that missed payments I haven't been getting paid. So I should be getting a lump sum of cash. I just don't know how long the process is gonna take.
Gotcha. Okay. And then what on that piece of paper that you have in front of you that says your auction date? Was that auction date? November
I
20th.
I
Or
think
our
it
role
was
play.
November 20th.
November 20th. Okay, so that's next month. I
Yeah.
haven't dealt with workman's comp. When you're reaching out to your union, have they told you roughly how long those workman's comp situations take?
They said they could take up to 2 years sometimes, depending on the case and how backed up they are at looking at it.
Oh man, okay, 2 years. Okay. Well, so man, and it's right around 16,000 right now. And if we miss the November payment, it's probably gonna be right under with all the other fees, probably right around $18,000 to $20,000. Gosh. Is that something you think you can come up with to just buy some more time while you're waiting for the workman's comp?
Yeah, if I can't. I wish I could. I just can't come up with that kind of money right now.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of these now. I want to, the first few options that I have are for you to keep the home, stay in the house. Like that's what our goal is always. But if it doesn't make sense, are you open to talking about selling this so we can get you your equity and get you into the next chapter of your life?
Yeah, I'm talking to a few other investors, and honestly, it's just not gonna work for me. They really want me to walk out of the situation with no money in my pocket, and I just can't. I can't do that.
Yeah. No money in your pocket. Well, that doesn't sound like that makes sense. What are you wanting to do if you had to sell?
I would love to walk away with like $20,000 at least, so I can downgrade my living situation.
Spider sense is tingling. He told me what he wants. I'm going to write down $20,000 because that's what he wants to try and walk away with. Let's see if we can get that to this homeowner. Now, immediately when I'm listening to you in this example of a role play, Joel, I feel like you're calling homeowners that have little to no equity. If they're saying, everybody's telling me I can't walk away with anything. I reach out. So as a new person getting started, okay, we're breaking the role play again. As a new person getting started, you should only go after properties that have equity because you're going to be able to put money in the homeowner's pocket. You're going to be able to pay your bills, and somebody's going to be able to fix and flip this and put a new family in it. As a new person, I would stay away from all of the low equity. Leave the low equity deals to people who need that can take on properties that will not cash flow.
So just to clarify, your list is all high
High
equity.
equity. Mm-hmm. So this is the one thing, and this is what I really loved about Michael. Like even his community is called niche. You pick one niche, get some deals like Joel, like Pace Morby. Pace Morby will buy properties that do not cash flow because he's making so much active income. He has to offset his taxes. So he'll buy rental properties that'll bring his tax bill down. Even though he's not cash flowing on those, it's helping him save on the tax end. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he's in a different position for sure.
Exactly. So you're in a season right now, and most of us are. We're all in seasons of like, we have time, we can go door knock, we can help these homeowners, but we have to get paid to do it. And you can get paid by solving these problems. So it's not only pre-foreclosures, there's so many people that need help. Pre-foreclosures is just one of the niches you can go down. Is this helping anybody else, guys? I don't know. Can you guys give me something in the side chat? I know Alex is saying thumbs up. Joel, is this helping you?
Yeah, because it just makes sense, right? It's one of the most like things. It's one of the fastest things to fix.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
you just got to pick and choose your lane, I guess.
100%. All right, I know what happened. My notes got in here weird. Okay. So the next thing, what we are going to do is you just told me that you would be open to 20,000, right?
Yeah, this is gonna buy me some time having that money to be able to pay all my bills and my rent till I get that lump sum from my disability, or I'm sorry, workers comp.
Gotcha. Okay. Again, I'm just going to open up my notes again. So 20,000. So let's talk about everything. First, let's talk about you keeping the home and see if we can exhaust every option in there. And if we have to talk about you getting $20,000, again, I'm immediately thinking this is low equity, so you should not be contacting this list, but we'll go through it. So our first option for you to stop the foreclosure is going through a loan reinstatement. What do you know about loan reinstatements?
Well, you just catch up the payments, right, and pay the fees, and everything's good to go.
Exactly. Yeah. So we would contact the bank. Now they take a while to get you that loan reinstatement. They legally here in Arizona, they have think it's 14 days. They have 14 days to get you that reinstatement number. Your title company, if just I'm breaking it role play again, they can get that for you, but it takes a while. They have to get it to you in writing. So yeah, we just figure out what that total number is. I always like to overestimate because there's all those extra fees, but we'll find out what it is so you can reinstate it. Now, what I like to ask with homeowners is that something you can come up with? You already told me we're guessing it's going to be $20,000 by November. We're overestimating just to be safe. I'd rather over prepare than come up short. I've had homeowners. This is a crazy thing. Listen to this. I helped a homeowner stop their auction. We were able to get the money over to the bank. It was off by 2 cents because the person at the bank gave us the wrong number and they auctioned the house off. Now we were able to go back through. Yeah, this actually happened in Sacramento about 2 months ago. I have the recording. And we were able to go back and because they recorded everything and they reversed it because we'd send it over. And then I had to wire over an extra 2 cents and it was a $5 wire fee, which was ridiculous, but it's happened. So you want to make sure this is a pro tip, nugget, gold nugget right now. And listen, ask them for things in writing. Make sure the bank has given it to you in writing that they've stopped the auction. Make sure that they have the reinstatement in writing. Make sure that they've canceled everything. Get it in writing. Do not take word of mouth. Please, please, please make sure you understand that.
Is that considered in writing if the fax it or email it to you?
Yes. As long as you have it's under somebody's letterhead, yes. Okay. So the loan reinstatement, let's go through the options to have that. What I should do, what I've made for sub 2 students, let me see. I have it on my other screen over here. Let me go to my Google Drive. Let me show you. I will make a shareable. That's not the one. Is this the one? So the way that I do it, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. And you guys tell me, that's the wrong one. Stop the screen share. Let me give you a new tab. I like to go through all of these options with homeowners. I've actually printed this off and I've brought it over to their house. Okay, let me zoom in so it's easier to see. Let's see over here this way. Can you read that? Can everybody read that in the side chat? Joel?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, look. So I bring this as a printout and I take it to the home and I walk through it with a homeowner. Reinstatement, catch up the amount of money you're behind. Do you know how much you're behind right now? What is your monthly payment? Would it be helpful if I called the bank for you? Is that an amount of money that you can come up with right now? And then this is the one that I was going to get to next with you. Okay. Let's exhaust everything. Let's help. Let's empower these homeowners to stop these freaking banks from taking their assets from them. So my next question for you in our role play example, Joel, what about borrowing from your 401k or your retirement plans?
That's actually an idea I never thought of.
Boom. So what I could do is we can help. I had a guy who worked at FedEx. His name's Gary. Shout out to Gary. Love you, man. I reached out to him. I called him and he said, I don't know what it was. Usually I don't answer phone numbers. I don't recognize, but something made me answer your phone today. So yeah, I have testicular cancer. He was unloading FedEx planes at the airport all night long. We're in Phoenix, so it's 1,000,000 degrees. He was only available at 6 a.m. I drove to his house, met with him. He was $30,000 behind. We were able to get from his retirement funds, catch him up, and he's still in his home. I love making sure families can stand because guess what? Gary's a great testimonial for me. He's reached out and sent so many other families my way because we helped him keep his home. So you guys can do that as well.
That's dope. That's really smart too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and guys, think about this. If you can get one good review where you're helping somebody, I've had homeowners reach out to me because they've seen my lives. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that was an option. If karma is real, if you take care of these homeowners, they're going to come back and take care of you. That's just the way it is.
Not just that. It's like proof that you're not in it just to buy their house. It's like, no, I got somebody here saying that I helped them keep the house. Like, that's really smart.
Absolutely right. And we do buy houses, but it's I am the last option. After we've exhausted everything for you to keep the home, yes, I will buy it as long as none of these other options work for you. And I want to make sure I'm setting up these homeowners to win. So as long as we're putting them in the best position to win, I'm going to win because of that good karma. You take care of people, they're going to take care of you. Yes or yes. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, that's the way it is. All right. Let me share my screen so I can show you guys some more. We like that. Is that helpful when I share that screen? I've spent so long freaking making these things.
Yeah, that is
cool.
The next one. Can I get access to that or?
For $5. Yeah, I'll give it to you, dude.
All right.
That's a steal. I'm just kidding. All right. What if they have like extra vehicles they could sell? What if they have stuff they're not using? Like sometimes people have stock they're not using. I want to go through like every option before I'm talking about you guys selling your home. Okay. In the combo, trying to get a phone number. Have they asked her? I would say this. I'd change this here. When you ask your family and friends, what did they say? When you ask, this should be, there you go, past tense. Okay? Because maybe their family can help them get this caught up for a moment and they'll buy more time and you can refer them to an agent and they'll list it. Oh, I love that. Smooth Cat. One Smooth Cat just said, every time you speak, it's helpful. You flow through it seamlessly. Oh, guys, also, this is not, I've done this. I have made thousands and thousands of calls. I've knocked thousands of doors. It's repetition. You have to get the reps in. Like, I didn't get good overnight. Like, if you go back and watch that role play, that was I was afraid to door knock. Guys, I still get a little nervous when I door knock. I don't want to get yelled at. I don't like getting yelled at. I don't like having people tell me, like, I hate thinking this is a true story. So Joel, you said earlier, some of the properties on my list don't have an auction date because we get there before there's an auction date. So the bank, what happens is the bank doesn't auction houses off. They'll hire an attorney. So what the bank will do is they legally have to file paperwork. So everybody in the United States, legally, they have to give so many notices before an auction. So if the auction here in Phoenix is on day 90, on day 1, they have to give the homeowner notice. They have to post it in a newspaper. Like the trustees, the attorneys also post it in multiple places because they have to. If you're not giving somebody the chance to know that they're in pre-foreclosure, like that's so wrong. So in this time period, I got to this homeowner. His name is Patrick. Actually, I should text him and see how he's doing. Patrick didn't have an auction date yet. He was going to have an auction date in like 2 to 4 days. I don't know exactly the exact timeline, but didn't have an auction date there. I got to his house at 6 p.m. Okay. I went over to his house, knocked on his door, spoke with him, and I walked him through everything. Actually, I might even have the recording. Let me see if I have the recording. I will. How about that? Like, give me a moment. I think I actually have the recording so I can show it to you. Because I record when I door knock. Let's see. Just for my own safety.
Do you have like a body camera with?
No. I probably should. All right.
Hitting cam and some glasses and shit.
All right. Let me see if I can share this. Share. Stop screen. Share screen. Can I just share my audio? Can you share audio tab instead? Share audio. I don't think I can. I have to go this whole thing. Okay. Can you? There you go. You should be able to see this. So you can see this is me coming up to knock on the door. Actually, I'll delete that later. Okay, so this is me walking up. Can you hear it? Okay. Let me speed it up.
Are you guys talking now?
Say it again.
Are you guys talking now?
Okay, yeah. Can you not hear it?
I can't hear anything. I don't know if.
Oh, you can't hear it? Well, what the heck? All right. Well, that's a bummer. It's not sharing the audio?
No, I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, right in here. Hang on. Let me try and share it one more time. I've never done audio share. That's really weird.
You got to learn something
share
new
screen.
every day, huh?
Also share the audio. That's a bummer. Let's try it one more time. Can you hear it now? Mm-mm. What the heck? All right. Well, what in the world? I know how to use it on Zoom. Let me see if I can do. Hang on. Let me move it over to my other screen. And maybe if I put it over on this extra display, I can just share the entire page and it hopefully should share. Share the window. Wait. All right. Okay, let's see if this works. Let me know if you hear the audio now.
No.
You cannot hear that? Well, bummer. Okay, well then, message me on Instagram and I will send you that audio. It's such a bummer. Anyways, I walk up to him and I'll condense it for you. I explained them basically what I did with you. And he told me that I said, I don't really know what's going on. I'm just here to give you options. He's going to be able to catch it up. You have a VA loan. If you guys, I'm a veteran myself. I was in the Army for 6 years. I was a 91 Bravo light wheeled mechanic. If you ever have a veteran that's in pre-foreclosure, I actually helped another one, Alberto and Tempe here. We reached out to the VA. The VA caught up his payments. He was behind. FHA, VA, nobody wants to foreclose on people, especially veterans. But there are so many resources to help people stop their auction. So I reached out to Patrick, contacted him, and he was like, yeah, thank you. You've been the only one. He actually said this. You've been the only one who has been polite. He said he had one person tell him to F off. You better sell your house or you're going to lose it. That was crazy to me, right? I don't know that you win more flies with honey than vinegar. That's what my mom taught me. But in this conversation, he said that I was the 12th person to knock on his door that day. So that means I got there at 6 p.m. and there's not even an auction date yet. That means this property wasn't on auction.com. It blew my mind. And somebody said that to him. So I get a little frustrated when homeowners specifically just get bombarded. I have had the amount of people I've reached out to. I had one person say they got like over 100 calls in one day. So you got to remember, most of these homeowners that are in pre-foreclosure, everybody and their mom is contacting them. They're overwhelmed. They're bombarded. So do the right thing. Take care of them and put their interests first. And when you do that, the law of reciprocity, you're going to be taken care of. Because sometimes you're like, yeah, I just don't want this house anymore. I'll sell it to you.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, it does make perfect sense. So I don't want to get too much off topic, but that whole 401k, how are you able to help them out doing things like that?
So I cannot help them out with their 401k. What they would do is they need to reach out to their job that has access, like ask their manager at work, hey, how can I access, I would say, emergency funds from their 401k or their retirement. Actually, another thing I found out for here in Phoenix, if they're emergency responders, so like fire department, things like that, the fire department here in Gilbert, I helped a gentleman, if it was the reinstatement amount, if he needed emergency funds of $10,000 or less, there was no questions asked. They didn't have to go to their union board. They would lend them the $10,000 and they would be good because that they have a threshold. Anything over 10,000, they had to ask for permission to give them that reinstatement amount of money. But if you're less than 10,000, the union, at least here in Phoenix, for firefighters, no questions asked. They'll give them $10,000 immediately to catch up their back payments.
That's pretty cool. So you kind of just point them in the right direction then, right?
Yeah. So that's what we are. We're guides. We're advisors. Again, every once in a while, somebody's not going to be able to stop their auction or they just don't want to deal with it anymore. And they want to I want to be done. I want to be out of here. So you're going to have those every once in a while, but the right thing to do is help these homeowners, give them options to choose what they want to do. So yeah, one of those steps is the reinstatement. Let me come back over. The next one would be the loan modification. You've heard me say that. So then I go into, and there's so many, like I've had one family that we bought their house in Las Vegas. We actually got a family in there because there's rules around like flipping. So what we were able to do, let me rewind. A wholesaler bought us the deal. Actually, he just texted me today. He said, thank you so much. We paid him $15,000 for bringing it. Let me read you this text message. It's pretty cool. Where is it? He sent me a really long message. He'd been busting his butt. Where did his text go? He basically said he's been able to take some time off and work with his family or spend time with his family. And he hasn't done that in like over a year, which was super cool. Good day, Caroline. Spending the last few weeks with my family. I want to thank you for everything. I haven't been in a financial position where I could fly my mom to see me in a long time. I have my schedule locked in and I want to create consistent deal flow and build that pipeline. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. So anyways, we were able to help him because he followed up with this homeowner in Vegas. It was a mother-daughter situation. They got behind on their payments and they were going to do a loan mod. Well, they also had a bunch of judgments on their house. The bank did not approve their loan modification after they'd been going through the entire process. They really thought they were going to get it approved. Alex followed up with them and we ended up giving them $20,000. We helped them find an apartment to move into. And we got movers to help move all of their stuff because one of them was disabled. We went in, we caught up the back payments. So we're helping rebuild their credit. We cleaned it up. We listed it on the market and we sold it. We have a little issue with it. We wanted to put a family in there. We wanted to give a family an opportunity for home ownership. And because we had only owned the property for 3 weeks or whatever, there's a rule with FHA buyers. You have to hold the house for 90 days. So we were able to still let that family move in. We did a lease option. So they put money in escrow for when the 90th day comes, they're able to get their loan approved for FHA. they're going to purchase that house, and we're actually going to give more money to the homeowners, which is really, really cool. So there's a lot of really creative ways you can make things work.
Wow.
But we were
Yeah,
able
that's
to come
a
out
lot.
because the loan mod got not approved.
And that's was that a wrap or what is that?
No, so that one is not. Well, everything is actually any type of sub 2 year. All of them, if you're keeping that mortgage in place, they're all called wraps. If you go technically by what a title escrow officer will say. But it's a sub 2. So kind of right now it is sort of a wrap, but we're actually clearing out that mortgage. We're going to give more money to the homeowner, and we're going to part our ways and make sure we cover, because we have a private money lender involved on that deal. So we're paying the people who lent us money, because we have lenders on lots of our deals. We're making sure that they get paid. We're getting them involved in the deal. We're answering their questions and stuff. So yeah, currently it's a wrap with a lease occupied. They have a lease for so long. They had to put, I think we had them put $12,000 into the escrow to make sure that they were legit. And then once they get out, they're approved to purchase. The loan will be approved because it's FHA. They're wiping out that mortgage. Uh-oh.
Right.
My camera turned off. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just black.
Let me go see if my camera just shut off. Okay. All right. I can hear you though. Continue on. Any other questions on this?
Yeah. So I would just assume that property had a lot of equity, right? For it to work that way. Yeah.
Yep. All right. There we go. Turned it back on. Can you see me? Or can you see my camera?
No, not yet. It's still.
There we go. Boom. I'm back.
Perfect.
Okay. So yeah, there's lots of options, but that loan mod did not get approved. So we're seeing some loan mods not getting approved. And we're also seeing homeowners that don't want to approve the loan mod because it's not really helping them. So if you can do a partial claim, depending on the type of loan they have, you can do, Joel, find somebody who needs to stop their auction, message me. I'm more than happy to help you, and we can close it. I'll show you from start to finish across the finish line. Message me the word deal, and we'll help you. We'll walk you through it.
That's what I want to do. I just want to get someone who said, yeah, you know what, I need help. I want to sell, or I need help with something. Then definitely I want to get you involved so we can close the deal. I just contact you through Instagram, though. That's the best way.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I know you spent a lot of time on me, but I really do appreciate it. It was also
well, helpful. You've been asking me lots of questions on Instagram. So this is the thing. Everybody watching this live right now, I appreciate you guys showing up and like interacting, because this is free. Michael and I take a lot of time out of our day. I'll run over so I can answer Alex's question and Brian. But I love when you guys are going. Our whole thing is we want to get more people out doing the right thing and helping more homeowners. So if I can get you to help more homeowners, let's do it. So I'm more than willing to go a little bit over on time. I answer you guys on my personal time. I just want to make sure we're leaving a better impact on the world than we found it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it means a lot because a lot of people aren't willing to help. So every little bit that you do, I appreciate it. So thank you so much.
No problem, man. Good questions. Okay.
Thank you.
Holler at me. I'll share that with you. All right, Alex, I'm going to bring you up on stage here. And I see Brian. If anybody else has any questions, throw them in the side chat and I'll get to them. Alex, what's going on?
Hey, thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Extremely helpful. So I happen to run across a foreclosure that's happening near where I live. And it's interesting to me that it's very specific in the foreclosure notice that it's 50% ownership.
Mm-hmm.
And as I researched this, it's a husband and wife that are divorced or divorced at the time. But it doesn't, and I'm asking you this question, it doesn't matter though, right? They're both, it's one promissory note. It doesn't matter if they're saying they own 50% and 50%. If it's foreclosed on, the whole house is foreclosed on. It does. If somebody buys it at auction, you're not buying 50% of the property, correct?
Yep, they're buying. So let's just say, I mean, basically what's going to happen is, say they have a mortgage. They got a mortgage back forever ago for $300,000. They've been paying it down. Now it's at 150 or 130. They haven't paid it. So now the payoff is 150. Okay. The bank is going to auction that property off at 150. It doesn't mean that you get, whatever the difference is. What is that? 70, some change in there for the difference between it all. It's 75. They lose everything. They're going to have a foreclosure on their record. It's going to impact their credit. And they're getting absolutely nothing. So did I answer? Yeah, it doesn't matter if one person owns 50% or the other person. They're both getting foreclosed. Like the house is going to be foreclosed and they're going to lose that asset.
Okay. So if I can communicate with the wife, it's my understanding she's more open to communicating in reference to the property. and the husband's been paying his half this whole time. So even if you could negotiate with the wife, you still would have to get the signature of the husband and the wife.
If they're both on the deed, yes. Are they both on the deed? Yeah, both, because they both have rights to the property. You need everybody to sign off on that deed. Now, the husband's not. Who's living in the property?
She is.
It's
a hot mess. It's a house, and it has 2 guest houses. And the 2 guest houses and the property around the house was foreclosed last year. And guess who owns the mortgage for the house that's currently under foreclosure? It's the company that bought the property all the way around them. It's an awful situation.
Where is it? Where's the deal?
It's in Pinehurst, North Carolina.
Pinehurst. Were they impacted by the hurricane?
No, we were not.
No?
No,
okay. I don't know my North Carolina geography very well.
Right.
I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are okay. I've seen all the videos. That's insane what just happened.
So this other property around them foreclosed in 2023. And now their main house is being foreclosed on, which she is living in.
Okay. Well, what's the reinstatement amount?
$250,000.
Wait, what? When's the last time they paid this mortgage?
Well, the mortgage was originally only $375,000. The house is worth $750,000.
Okay. How are they $250,000? When's the?
Well, I'll tell you what I think it is. I think the family didn't like this wife, and she's been. I have a feeling it's a revenge of some sort.
Well, here's my thing. So she filed bankruptcy. How is she $250,000 behind? What's her monthly payment?
I have no idea. No, I mean the total amount due at this point in time is $250,000. The original note was $375,000.
Yeah. What in the world? What is their mortgage? $10,000 a month? That's insane. Plus like legal fees and I have no idea what that is, but yeah. Oh, you're right, Victor. The total payoff is probably $250,000, not the reinstatement. The reinstatement's probably like what's their monthly payment? Do you know what their monthly payment is?
I do not know what their monthly payment is. I do not.
Okay. Do you know how many payments they've missed?
I do not. But I mean, this loan was taken out. I looked at the promissory note, and it is the strangest looking promissory note I've ever seen. That there's
message me on Instagram. I mean, I'm more than happy. Shoot me the word deal on Instagram. I'm more than happy to call and see what's going on. If they're open to like communicating, I'm guessing their total payoff is $250,000. Because if they originally started at $3 whatever, their payoff is probably $250,000. Not the reinstatement. Reinstatement is probably like $20,000 to $30,000. $250,000 reinstatement. That's I don't know how they've made it this long. So I'm shocked by that.
Then I must have it wrong. I'm surely you're correct.
Yeah, and that's okay. Shoot it over to me. But I mean, they're both going to be impacted if their names are both on the loan. Are both names on the loan?
Yes.
Yep, that's going to hurt their credit. So I mean, there's a little bit of incentive there's a little bit to incentivize there. And then I'd also just say like, hey, would you rather get something rather than nothing? If this house is all fixed up worth $700,000, there's lots of equity there. They can walk away with a healthy chunk as long as I don't know if it needs work or anything, but as long as whoever's buying it, like when's the auction date?
It is October 17th.
Oh, that's soon. Yeah, message me. Let's see what we can do because we'll see what the ARV is. We'll comp it. I'll help you out. We'll get you some recordings of the calls and show you what's going on.
Great. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. Any other questions, Alex, before I go to Brian?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Nice seeing you. Thank you for bringing that up. That was really good. All right, Brian, I'm going to bring you up next when you're ready if you turn your camera on. David just asked in the side chat, how often do you follow up after the first call? Depends on where it is. So is it first day of them being in auction? I'm going to follow up probably once a week. If the auction's this week, I'm going to call them every day because I don't want them to have that foreclosure on their file. Brian, what's up, dog? Oh, I cannot hear you. Click on mute so I can hear you.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How about you, man?
Good. Man, there was a lot of pressure this morning trying to stop this foreclosure to the last minute before the actual sale.
But we had it.
It was me and I JV with Nita,
Oh,
sorry.
Nita. Oh,
Yeah,
nice, dude. I
I
love
called.
Nita.
Yeah, I called her last night after this guy said, "Yeah, I need help." So, but we had to get it done. Um, we just
How it always
filed
goes.
chapter 13. Yeah, so that was
I'm going to
good.
stop you just for everybody on here. So Brian just got a deal from a homeowner who was in that final 10-day before the auction happened. Actually, day before the auction happened, which is really day of because he contacted you last night. Those are tough unless you have a team in place that can stop things. So it's really smart that you contacted Nita because I know she has connections with attorneys. They can consult them for the bankruptcy and everything, make sure it's done right. Is this so tell me, I mean, you got it stopped. What's the plan? You guys are going to purchase it? Is he going to be able to reinstate it? What's the exit on this?
Yeah, so we're gonna let him stay for 30 to 60 days because he just asked for a few, just few weeks, and then we'll help him get another place. Sad story, he's a drunk guy. Man,
Mm,
the last 2 weeks I stalked this guy. I was like every day calling, knocking, leaving notes, brought him
yeah.
some food, things like that. And every single day he tells me, "Get the hell out of my face, get the F out of here. I don't need your help, blah, blah, blah." And I was so close to just giving up and like, am I gonna get somewhere here? But all I was thinking was, I really want to help this guy, and I think we could help him. And
Yeah.
then that last text I sent yesterday, and then he responded, "I need help," and that's the time when I said, "Okay, I guess this guy is gonna." Every time I would talk to him, he's either like super drunk or like aggressive or like verbally be like
Yeah.
cursing at me or things like that. But I just kept like man, like many times he pushed me off like physically, like touched me and said, and I'm like, "Dude, relax, I'm just here to help you. I don't need your help, get out of here." Like he told me that maybe, I don't know, 10 times. And then I'll just walk away, and then I'll come back the next day, same thing. um but you know, doing the BK is probably, I've never done it. That's why I reached out to Anita,
Nita.
and the attorney. It was to the last minute too because we couldn't get hold of him until maybe like 7 a.m. So he
Nita.
did the paperwork pretty quick, and then she filed it at 8. I don't know, 8:40 something. And I was calling the attorney, I was calling the Kane County Sheriff uh, office, and just trying to get people. I think I called the attorney's office like maybe 20 times because
Oh, wow.
no one would pick up. And Nita's like, "Keep calling, keep calling." So I was like, "All right." But finally got hold of a lady. She's like, "Well, I need the BK number, and
Mm-hmm.
as I get that, I'll reach out to the sheriff, and we can stop the sale." So in the
Well,
meantime, I was
yeah.
driving to the county. By the time I get to the county, the sale was done. The, the property actually sold.
Mm-hmm. And guess
But
what? You got
but
the
because
bankruptcy and they're going to roll it back. I've had a few of
exactly.
those happen too. We've gotten the auction stopped. We had it reinstated. They sold the property off. We're like, this is not correct. It's a pain in the butt. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. My question to you was,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've done filing motion to stay and notice of motion. Is that something you've done before?
I have not
Oh,
myself. What I would say is this for him?
well, that was the first option that I was gonna do until I decided to call Nita, and she said, "No, that's not gonna work. We have to do
Yeah.
BK." Because
I
I
haven't done that. It might just be because the timeline because it was same
yeah.
day. Maybe if it wasn't like the day of the auction, you probably what did Nita say? I bet if you had done it like a couple of days sooner, it might have
Well,
been able to happen.
the first one I helped that we closed a couple weeks ago. It was the day before the foreclosure sale. We were able to file a motion, and it worked. We
Hmm.
were in front of the judge the morning of the foreclosure, and that same day the judge canceled the sale. So that was the day of. But I don't know the morning of the sale, if it's something we could do, just for future, you know.
It's really, they already have so many things in motion. I am going to assume they're going to say no.
No.
Possibly. I have not done it. Mainly if it's the day of the auction, it's either probably filing a bankruptcy just to get that extension to get some acts together, because you can get it dismissed. But I've not done it same day. Like, you need more time because they've got to consider it, and you've got to give a pretty reasonable. I don't know why that camera keeps turning off. Sorry, guys. Let me see if I can just switch over this camera. Give a pretty reasonable cause for it to stop. Let's see if it'll switch. There we go. Now you're on my laptop camera. Yeah, I can't say I've done that, but you got it stopped. You're gonna get them into somewhere. Where is the deal? Is it in like downtown Chicago where you are? Is it out in the suburbs by Nita?
It's actually far from her too. So we both had to drive over to it's in Carpentersville, which is not far from me.
Okay.
But
well, I mean, is there going to be money that the homeowner can get from this? Is there equity?
Yeah, we're giving him some cash, so
dude,
and help him move.
Give him a fresh start. He probably is, and also this is another thing. Like I have family members that are alcoholics that just are really tough on themselves. Like he's going through some tough stuff right now, and it's not fun. I mean, he's probably the weight of the world's on his chest. He just needs some breathing room. You guys helped out a person. You stopped him from losing his house and his equity, which is really cool. So congratulations on that. Just that's why you follow up so much. Look, he pushed you off. He told you to buzz off. And then the final hour he texted you because you didn't give up.
Yeah.
That's the way you do it.
Actually, every time I knocked on his door, there's other sticky notes on the door by other people.
Mm-hmm. And they're always on.
And in the mailbox, same thing. But it's just that this guy is such a mess. He's emotionally up and down because of his alcoholism. When he's sober, he's okay to talk with. He's very withdrawn. Like the personality, it's not your usual guy, right? Like the other guy that I helped, he was also an alcoholic, but not as bad as this one. This guy is like totally.
It's tough, and you can't hear the phrase like the families or the members in my family. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion. So we can keep helping, but until they want to make a change, they're not going to change. So I would, you did the right thing. You helped a man out and you helped him from losing everything. That's awesome. Just keep doing the right thing, man. Way to go. Way to get one under contract. Way to help a gentleman keep from losing it all. And you did the right thing. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Awesome. This is great.
Dude, I can't, what did I see? Was that July? Was that when I was in Chicago?
Was it, or August?
When did you start door knocking pre-foreclosures?
Probably like 4 weeks. Well, no. I'd say 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
6 weeks. So right after I came to Chicago, did I peer pressure you into doing it?
Yeah.
How many deals have you closed from this now?
2.
How much money have you made from this?
Depends. Depends what we're doing, but this has a good equity.
Well, no, not on this one. On the deals that you closed, how much money did you make from those 2 deals?
Well, the first one, I think potentially maybe 60 on the first
60?
one. Yeah.
Dude, so when are you going to take me out to Nobu, Brian?
When you come back. All
right, that's it. That's a bet. You're taking me to Nobu, dude. That's awesome, man. That's life-changing money. It's awesome. I'm proud of you. Keep going. Keep going. You have messaged me. I think you've messaged me on Instagram. Let's I'll help you out with the other stuff I can in the future, but congratulations. That's sick. I saw you had your kid on your lap earlier too, so that's cool. I'm glad that you get to be home with your kids.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, man. Do you have anything else before I set you free?
No, that's it. I just was hoping to see if filing a motion to stay the day of.
I don't think you can the day of. The courts, we don't have enough time because it's not like they're going to get it to them within 5 minutes. You probably need to do it like a week in advance. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
The more time you guys, auctions can be stopped the day of. It's just nerve-wracking. It's exhausting. Try and get there before the day of. It'll help you out a ton. All right, Brian. Nice to see you, man. TTP squad. Anybody else in TTP? Man, every time I do that, the iPhone thing gets on here. Well, guys, I don't know if you got any value out of this today. I know we talked a little bit about the role play, the conversations, the options we can have to stop the foreclosure, answered some other questions on here. I want to remind you, if you message me the word data on Instagram, I will send you a list that you can contact willing to help you in JV. Message me the word deal. You can, those are bots when you reply. That's a bot replying to you, but more than happy to help you guys out. Jesse, you guys are like, I want that sheet that you spent a lot of time typing up. Message me and I'll send you guys that. I want to do a deal with you. I want to help 100 homeowners before Christmas get their auction stopped. I want to help you guys get your first deal. Let's make sure that we're going out and we're serving and we're helping people get ahead in this. And if you need anything, you guys know we're here every Thursday at 12. If you've not already, if you found any value, would you throw some comments in the videos afterwards, share this page, turn on your notifications, go to my YouTube, turn on the notifications, please. You'll see when we're live. And I'm actually about to drop 2 videos this week, one on how to find cash buyers, another one on what it looks like to JV with people. And I'm going to go even further. You know what I'll do is if you guys give me enough love on my YouTube videos I drop afterwards, I'll give this away as just a freebie so you guys can have it. All right, everybody, have a great day. See you next time.